we're just talking in the lobby, So wishing everybody Shabbat Shalom. It is wonderful to be here. Although, I will say, it would be even more wonderful if we were completely filled with every seat taken, every other row taken. It's one of those things. It is more meaningful to be together, and this year has made us again really think about what does it mean to be together. I spent the last few days with some of my rabbis at the Pearlstone Conference Center outside of Baltimore, run by JTS, and they, to the last minute, they were deciding whether we were going to have this or not. And I'm grateful they did, because yes, they could have had the sessions online. They had to scramble because a couple of the professors got COVID, and then they couldn't come, and so they had to rearrange all the classes and everything. But I will say, had they done it on Zoom, I would have been half focused. Because I don't know about you, but it's not the same level of attention online. For me, I won't say about anybody else. But by being in the room together, we were pushed to pay attention, and pushed to be there, and pushed to be awake. It's harder to doze off when the professor's sitting right there. So I think there's a value in being physically together, and I'll leave it at that. I also had a really good class on when is the pandemic done from Jewish law. Not yet. Well, this is really nice flowers for this week. So let's turn to page 14. We'll start with Yedid Nefesh. Good to see you.
Yedid Nefesh HaRachaman, Yedid Nefesh HaRachaman, Meshokavdach etzonach, Meshokavdach, Ya la 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 la, etzonach, Ya Sabdach, Kemaya, Ishtachavei, Ya la 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 la, Elul Hadarach, Yeravlo, Yedidotach, Minofetzuch, Ya la 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 la, Bechol tam.
We turn the page to 15. We sing to God, rejoice in our Creator, and greet God with thanksgiving. Lechu niranana.
Lechu niranena l'Adonai, nariya letzu yisheinu, nikadma panav betoda, bizmiro nariya lo. Nikadma panav betoda, bizmiro nariya lo. Ki el gadol Adonai, umelech gadol hakol Elohim, asher be'yado mekirei haaretz v'to'afot arilo. Asher be'yado mekirei haaretz v'to'afot arilo. Asher lo yamer yishtachu asher yata v'tzara. 40 שנה כות בדור, ואומר unto Elohim,
לא ירו דרכי, אשר נשמעתי מאפי, אם יבואו אל מנוחתי.
We turn the page to 16.
שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומעל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים, כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים, ואדוני שמיים עשה, הוד והדר לפניו, עוז לתפארת למקדשו. הבו לאדוני משפחות העמים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, שאו מנחה ובורך עצרותיו, השתחוו לאדוני בחדרת קודש, כי לא מפניו כל הארץ. אמרו בגויים אדוני מלך, תיקון תבל בעל תימון, ידין העמים במישרים, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. ירם הים ומלואו, ירוס עלי וכל אשר בו, אז ירננו כל הצייר לפני אדוני, כי בא לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל וצדק, ועמים באמונתו. יאללה 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 יאללה
So one of the things we did this week was think about our breathing. Think about the space that we respond to other people. And this is a time when so many of us have been so stressed for so long. And when we look at another person, sometimes instead of looking with love and compassion, we're looking with stress and more stress. And so the question is, when we see the other person, how do we get ourselves to a place that we can see them instead of just the emotions that are coming through? And I see that in this psalm on page 17, the 97th Psalm, this stress of a vision of a world that we wish we lived in, a vision of a world where God's justice was everywhere, where the wicked were always punished and the righteous were always rewarded. And yet our world doesn't always feel that way. And I'm thinking of that especially, this weekend, as Monday is Martin Luther King Day, and I think about the people that marched, that walked, then chose a path of nonviolence to try to bring about change in this world. And I think about another thing that happens on Monday. Sunday night is Tu B'Shvat. Tu B'Shvat is the holiday of trees, of counting and recognizing when a new year has come. So I've got a lot in my mind today. But I'm funneling and tunneling and thinking of joy and righteousness and justice. We'll sing the last lines on the page and then go together to 18.
Ohave Adonai Sinura Shomer Nafshot Hasinav Miyad Reshaim Yatzilem Or Zarua Tzadik Or Yisrael et Simcha Simchu Tzadikim Adonai Ve'hodu Lezecher Kodsho
Page 18.
Mizmor Shiru
Adonai Shir Chadash Ki Niflahot Asa Hoshia Lo Yamino Ozro HaKadsho Honia Adonai Yeshuato Le'enei Hagoyim Gilat Tzidkato Zachar Hasdo Ve'emunato Lelek Yisrael Ra'u Kol Achsei Haaretz Et Yeshuat Eloheinu Hariu L'Adonai Kol Haaretz Pitzu V'ranenu V'zameru Zameru L'Adonai B'chinor B'chinor V'kol Zimra B'chatzot V'kol Shofar Hariu Lifnei HaMelech Adonai Yiram Hayam Eloho Tevel V'yashveva Ne'arot Yimcha'u Chaf Yachar Harim Yiranenu Lifnei Adonai Kiva Nishpot haaretz, Yishpot tevel b'tzedek, Ve'amim b'mesharim, Yalai la 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 la, Yalai yalai, Yalai la 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 la, Yalai la 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 la, Yalai, Yalai la 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 la, Yalai, Yalai la 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 la. Yalai la 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 la, Yalai la 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 la, Yalai la 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 la. Adonai Melech Yodai Shenatana Tares Adonai B'Sion Gadol. Ramavon Yeshua Kashu Moshe B'Yaron Nahal Shamakayim.
Romemu Adonai
Eloheinu v'hishtachavu le'akadsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu le'akadsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu le'akadsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu le'akadsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu.
If you're able, we rise, page 20.
Mizmor LeDavid
Havu Adonai b'nelim, Havu Adonai kavod va'oz v'yayay, Havu Adonai kevod shemo yishtachavu Adonai b'adorat kodesh kol Adonai alamayim el kavod hirim Adonai, Almay Rabim, Kol Adonai, Bakoach, Kol Adonai, Be'adar, Kol Adonai, Shover Arazim, Shaver Adonai, Et Ozei Halvanon, Vayarkidem, Kemo Egel, Lebanon, Vesigon, Kemo Bereim, Kol Adonai, Motzei Labotish, Kol Adonai, Yachil Midbar, Yachil Adonai, Midbar Kadesh, Kol Adonai, Halalayalot, Vayeresov, Ye'arot, Uvechalom,
Kulam
Merkavod, Adonai, Lama Abu Yashava, Yeshev Adonai, Melech Leolam, Adonai, Oz, Le'amo Yitin Adonai, Yevarech et Amo Vashalom, Yai Lai Lai, Lai Lai Lai, Yai Lai Lai, Lai Lai Lai,
Yai Lai 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 Lai,
Yai Lai Lai Lai.
You may be seated. Page 21, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Bnei Shabbat
Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Shamor Mezachor
B'nimor echad, Ishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, U'shmo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila,
Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'necha Ki Mekor HaBeracha Rosh Mikerem Nesucha
Sof Maaseh
Shabbat
v'machshava
Tekilah Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Yamin u'smol tifrotzi Ve'at Adonai tariti Al yarish me'arti Ve'nismecha ve'nagila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. We rise. Shalom Teret Balam Gam Besimcha Ufetzochola Tochem Unei Am Segula Boi Chala Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi
Likrat
Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela.
You may be seated. On page 23, we imagine and reach towards that world of perfection, We know, as I said earlier, we're not there yet. But Shabbat should be a taste of the world to come, a vision, an imagination, a help, a push. And if we can transform Shabbat, well, you know what? We can transform the entire world. And one of the things I love in Lecha Dodi is towards the end, it speaks Yamin Usmol Tifrotzi, that to the right and to the left, it pushes out. And if we think about this world, Muslims celebrate their Sabbath in a way on Friday, and Christians celebrate their Sabbath on Sunday, so we can see Shabbat trying to push out of the boundaries. So maybe one day we will live in a world where no one needs to work, where everyone will be able to celebrate Shabbat all the time in perfect peace, in perfect harmony, without hatred or violence or strife, just with all of us supporting one another. Now that would be a vision. Page 23.
Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Lehagid baboker chastecha. Lehagid baboker chastecha. Ve'emunatcha baleilot. Ve'emunatcha baleilot. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tzadika tamarifra kerez balon yizkeh shetulim bebeit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu odenu neseha deshenim v'rananim yiyu lehagid ki yashar Adonai tzuri velo avlatavo. And the final Psalm of Kabbalat Shabbat, page 24. Adonai malach lavish, lavish Adonai otzitazar, aftikon tevel batimot, nachon kisacha me'az, me'olam hata, naseu neharot Adonai, naseu neharot kolam, yisu neharot tochyam, mikolot mayim rabim adirim mishmerehem, adir bamarom Adonai, Edotecha nemnu me'od. Le'tana kodesh, Adonai le'orech yamim.
So looking at Pirkei Avot, we've reached chapter 4. And chapter 4 opens with teachings of Ben Zoma. If you wanted to look, it's on page 268 at the top of the page. And it is 4 brief lessons that follow one right after the other. Ezechu Chacham, who is wise? Halomed Mikol Adam, a person that can learn from anyone. A person who sees that each and every person out there is a potential teacher. That in every interaction we can learn something. How much more beautiful is the world? How much kinder is the world? If we see others not as competition or anything else, but as a teacher. And then that also reflects back on ourselves, because if we imagine that every interaction that we have with anyone, they are learning, and the truth is they are learning. They're learning about us. The way we react to them, the way we speak to them, what are we teaching them? Are we teaching them that we are people of honor and integrity, people of respect and compassion and kindness? Or something else entirely? Ezechu Gibor, who is strong? Hakovesh at Yitzro. And I'm skipping the citations. You can read those afterwards. Each of them, he has a proof text. Who is strong? The one who conquers their own impulses. And they translate Yetzer here as evil impulse, but it's elsewhere we learn the Yetzer Hara is not entirely bad. We need the impulse to do and to grow and to learn and to try new things. But the question is, we can let it get away from us. Our desire for food or sex or new things can push us in places that we don't necessarily need to find ourselves. Not saying those things are bad, but as we know, too much of anything can be a sin. So who is strong? The person who can take on all of their desires, recognize when to listen and when to say, I don't need that third helping of anything. So then he goes on, Ezechu Ashir, who is rich? Asameach bechalkom, the one who is happy with what they have, with their portion. The one who is happy with what they have. That would not go well for Amazon. Because what is marketing? You go shopping on any online site, you put something in your cart, you don't immediately click buy, so 10 minutes later you get a message, there's something in your cart. You leave it there, they send you a coupon. Oh, you left this in your cart, you forgot something, do you want to buy it? And so much of all the online shopping is all about getting you to get over that, forget that there's actual money involved, and buy whatever they're selling. What if we didn't? What if we didn't get quite as much stuff? I'm a parent of kids, we got so much stuff. So much stuff, and it multiplies. You look in a garage in Florida, no one in Florida has room for a car in their garage, it's just stuff. I don't know what Ben Zoma would say about that. He would say, okay, you've got a garage full of stuff, do you really need any more? And then he says, and this is the most important of all, which really summarizes all of them, Ezechu mechubad, who is honored. Amechabed et habriot, the one who honors others. And this is, really, grammatically interesting, to honor others and to be honored. In Hebrew, it's a different verb form, but one is, action to another, and one comes back at you. What in this world do we honor? To whom do we show honor? Do we give respect to those that deserve respect? Or do we give respect to those who we think we're going to get something from? It's, I think, an active question in this world. I look at, well, I won't say something I regret. We'll leave it, I'm not even going to go there. I'm just going to say, what would a world look like if we truly honor those who deserve honor? Here's what I will say. Look at our teachers. Our teachers spend hours a day with our children. And they do it in complicated conditions. They do it with not enough support, certainly not enough resources. Their pay is never what it should be. If they're lucky, we give them health insurance. And then we have people going and shouting at school board meetings and yelling at teachers that they're not good enough and not doing enough, and if they teach the actual history of anything they get yelled at from one side or another, that they're teaching wrong or too little or too much. Can you imagine a world if we said to our teachers, thank you, we appreciate you? In Jewish tradition, rabbi also means teacher. And there's a custom, and if you go to many Orthodox communities, one of the things you say when the rabbi walks into the room, the children stand up. When the teacher walks into the room, the children stand up. And if you're at certain synagogues, you'll see if the rabbi gets an aliyah, is called to the Torah, the congregation stands up while they say the blessings and then sits down again. It's a sign of respect. Now, I don't know if we need to stand up every time every teacher walks into the room, but I do want to acknowledge our teachers. We'll talk more about them on other days too, but for all of us, Ezehu mechubad, who is honored? The one who gives respect and honor to others. So we don't demand respect in Jewish tradition, we demonstrate it. And if we demonstrate it, well, then we can earn it. So with that, let's go into Mariv. So the Mariv service is found on page 28. Praised are you, Adonai, who rules the universe, bringing on the evening's dusk.
Umavir yom umevi layha umavdil ben yom uven layla Adonai tzvot shema el chai v'kayam tamid v'chaleinu le'olam ma'ed Baruch atah Adonai Hamarim Faravim
About the Lam Beit Yisrael, Torah, Mitzvot, Mishpatim, Matanan, Madata, Kenan, Eloheinu, Mishpatim.
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם הלילה ואהבתך תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל
Page 30 on Malach Neman.
Shema
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך וביתך ומלאכתך בדרך ובשכמך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות ידיך והיו לטוטפות בעיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
אשר אנוכי מצווך. ויאמר אדוני משה לאמור דבר אל בני ישראל ציצית.
אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We're on page 32 of Emunah Zachilinu again.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה בני ישראל לחנו שירה ושמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך אלוהים אדוני מי כמוך נאר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה מלכותך רעמנך בוקע ים לפני משה זרי הנובי ועברו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני God Israel.
So on the bottom right-hand corner of 33, O God, you are a consolation to your creatures, for in moments of forgetting, we but call to mind your care and we are comforted. When we hope no more, a pattern in the snow reminds us of your loving kindness. Your dawn gives us confidence and sleep is a friend. Our sorrow dissipates in the presence of an infant's smile, and old men's words revive our will to wish. Your hints are everywhere, your signals in the most remote of places. You are here. We fail, words to say, Ma Tov, how good our breath, our rushing energies, our silences of love. On page 34, we rise for Vishamru, and then we'll turn to the Shabbat Amidah on the following pages, 35 to 40, to give thanks for this special day.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם איי 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 ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום
your glory. When you've finished your personal prayer, we'll continue with Vaihulu on page 47 and then the Aleinu on page 51.
Vayekulu hashamayim le'aretz v'kol tzivam vayekol Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi vayikadesh oto ki bo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim lasot.
Page 51.
Aleinu leshameach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו כהים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ
We remember today, well, first off, we are thinking of the family of Larry Irwin, who passed away this week, and we wish condolences to his family, to Myrna, and to his beautiful children. We remember this week of Herman Nunberg, Hyman A. Eisenberg, Jacob Glassman, Jacob Hirsch, Joseph Rubin, Maurice Nast, Mitchell Stewart Askin, Pearl Sunny Milch, Stanley Weiss, Bessie Carroll. We're thinking of our dear friend Bev Sherman, of Edwin Krasner, of Ray Greenberg, of Sarah Harif, of Joseph Fine and Louis Goldberg, Manuel Shapiro, Samuel Abraham, Samuel Shapiro, of Al Yanchuk, Brian Shanks, Don Bowles, Judy Curtis, Millie Albert, Stanley Moses Crone. We're thinking of Oscar Winokur, Rose Weisberg, Adele Einstein, Celia Green, David Hurstreet, Isidore Lerner. We think of John Warobi, Leopold Lang, Nathan Goldberg, Samuel Goldman, Shlomit Goldberg, Morris Grubstein, Murray Jacobs, and Sophie Drutz Selden. Ribono Shel Olam, Elohei Haruchot Lechol Basar, Master of the world, God of spirit of all flesh, it is revealed and known before you that it is our fervent desire to praise your name and to remember and honor our beloved fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers and sons and daughters and husbands and wives, and all other relations as well. We want to say Kaddish in the company of a minyan, and let our presence together with this community here find favor in your eyes and be accepted and received before you as if we had said the Kaddish together. May your name, Adonai, be elevated and sanctified everywhere on earth, and may peace reign in all places and all times. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Ose Shalom Bimromav, Uyase Shalom Aleinu, Al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Amen. Yase Shalom, Yase Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, Yase Shalom, Yase Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. We're busy this week. We're looking forward to studying together and rejoicing together, sometimes on Zoom and sometimes in person. So on Tuesday, we could study Talmud on Zoom. On Wednesday, you can join me for coffee at the pier in person. Then you can come back here and study about mysticism and the spiritual life. I have a book. I'll make copies to study a chapter together. That's RSVP if you want to have lunch with us. We'll sit outside in the courtyard, so it'll be nice and as safe as we can make it. Wednesday night, if you don't like to join me in person, you can join me on Zoom and we'll talk about the Shema. What is it? Why do we say it? What does it mean? And oh yeah, as the Gemara opens, when are we supposed to say it? On Thursday, we have our shared shelf book club, and Maureen is also doing another round of the Pirkei Avot, the social justice commentary. They had a great session last night and discussed one Mishnah for well over an hour with lots of comments and back and forth and discussion. And then there's Torah at 10, surprisingly, at 10 o'clock on Friday. Then you could join me for a bike ride Friday afternoon at the Pinellas Trail. And then next Friday night, guess where we'll be? Right here, with you. So we'll conclude with Yigdal, page 53.
Yigdal Elohim Chai
וישתבח נמצא ויראה מציאותו אחד אין יחיד כייחודו נעלם מן המצוא אחדותו, אין לו דמות הגוף, ואין הגוף, לא נערוך אליו קדושתו. קדמון לכל דבר אשר נברא, ראשון וראשית לראשיתו. הינו אדון עולם וכל נוצר, יורה גדולתו ומלכותו, שפע נבואתו נתנו, אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו. לא קם בישראל כמשה נביא, הוא מעביד את אמונתו, תורת מנתן לעמואל, היה נביאו נאמן ביתו, לא יחליף האל ולא ימיר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע סתרנו, מגביר לסוף דבר בקדמתו, קומר לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רק כרישתו, ישלח לכתמים משיחנו, לפתור מהקקת ישועתו. מתים יחייל ורב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו. מתים יחייל ורב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו.
So I wish you that this day should be Mein Olam Haba, like the world to come, a day of peace and contentment, of joy and gladness with you and your friends and with all that you love. Stay safe and we'll see you tomorrow. Shabbat Shalom. Yishkoach.